In part 1, we discussed why robotaxis are possible. We also touched on Tesla's market opportunity and its viability. In this video, I would like to focus on precisely how Tesla's unique approach to FSD will revolutionize the industry. Enjoy. One of the main differences between Tesla and the rest of its competition is how Tesla perfects its full self-driving capabilities. You see, Tesla uses big data and deep learning to perfect its full self-driving capabilities. However, its competitors focus on LiDAR, and this has limitations when it comes to AI. It is difficult to understate how massive this difference in approaches and its effects in the long term can cause between Tesla and its competitors. You see, more than likely, one of these approaches, whether it be cameras in Tesla's case or LiDAR in the rest of the competition, one of them is likely to be commercially viable while the other one won't. In the case of LiDAR, the biggest limitation right now is the high cost for LiDAR. However, in the case of cameras, the biggest limitation is software. So both approaches have their limitations, and right now is a race to find out which company manages to overcome this. Still, for the most part, it is no wonder why Elon Musk thinks that Tesla is vastly ahead on self-driving. And it mainly resides on the fact that Tesla has already millions of miles driven. In fact, it's over 1 billion miles driven right now in full self-driving. And this number is expected to double by the end of 2019. This is why it is exponential growth and exponential improvements for full self-driving in Tesla's case. However, what I'd like to focus on this video is Tesla's shadow mode. You see, for as much Tesla has a lead in full self-driving miles, its true lead focuses on shadow mode miles. And these miles are the ones that truly matter. You see, every time someone drives a Tesla, shadow mode is there watching exactly how the driver behaves depending on different circumstances, whether it be raining, day or night or whatever. What shadow mode is doing in the meantime is making constant predictions regarding how it would behave under such circumstances. And what it does is, whenever the AI prediction, the shadow mode prediction of what it would have done, diverts significantly from what the user, the driver, actually ends up doing, then the AI, the algorithm, notes those edge cases as important. You see, these edge cases go to a human, they get annotated by a human, and this way we basically teaching the algorithm how to behave under these cases, and then they're fed back into the shadow mode once again. And so by this iterative process, the AI, the algorithm, is constantly improving based on user actual driven miles. And the beautiful thing about this approach is that it is not dangerous. You can teach the algorithm without actually being on full self-driving mode. You can actually teach the algorithm by simply using a Tesla. And this poses no risk for drivers. And in the meantime, it keeps getting better. And this process can continue up until a point where, statistically speaking, full self-driving, the AI, the algorithm, is vastly superior than human drivers. And at that point, it's reasonable to make a shift from human drivers to autonomous vehicles. So in practice, all the people driving Teslas are collectively teaching the algorithm how to drive anywhere in the world at any time under any condition. And if successful, this would yield results vastly superior to LiDAR. This is because LiDAR only works well in geofenced locations and under good weather or favorable conditions. Geofencing has a few limitations as well, in the sense that it is good for demos, but in real life you're going to drive outside geofenced areas very often, in fact. So for mass adoption of full self-driving and autonomous vehicles to occur, geofenced locations have to disappear. These algorithms have to become so good that they're reliable anywhere, anytime. This is why Tesla's approach, again, if successful, would be far more versatile, because it relies on a continually improving AI. So in a way, you can think of shadow mode as a constant self-driving algorithm that's on all Teslas right now. And this is why Tesla's information, Tesla's data on all the user miles it has right now is so valuable. You see, their competition, for example Waymo, they only have 1 million miles driven in autonomous mode, or their version of full self-driving. However, the more miles Tesla has, which right now is over 1 billion miles, the better its algorithm will become. And this type of application is not new. Similar applications in AI have already been done in games like chess, Go, or even StarCraft. In fact, Elon Musk's OpenAI has already developed this type of AI that beats the best StarCraft players. And these are very complex games that previously people thought were impossible to program an AI that could beat human players because they're very complex. You have to account for other players' intentions, posturing, learning, adapting, employing strategies, min-maxing resources and powers. And so, in a way, it's the same type of decisions that you would have to make as a driver. And we already know that these are possible and they work extremely well. They work phenomenally well. In fact, an algorithm that teaches itself in the course of a few days or a few months vastly supersedes human players at this point. This is because an algorithm can play with itself multiple times and optimize itself to the point of perfection. So the advantage of AI and big data is immense. Tesla's competition, on the other hand, focuses on LiDAR and complements it with other sensors. In theory, they can also implement AI, deep learning, and big data to improve performance and boost automation. However, they don't have as many miles driven as compared to Tesla. And two, LiDAR has less information than cameras on a Tesla. You see, camera captures much more information than simple LiDAR. Camera can capture colors and understand better shapes, and overall has much more information than LiDAR. This is why AI can work so much better on cameras than just LiDAR. However, for AI to work on cameras, it requires extraordinarily large amounts of tag data, and that takes a lot of work. So obviously both approaches, LiDAR and cameras, have a lot of work to be done. But really the only question that remains is how long will this process take until Tesla's full self-driving or Waymo's is safer than any human driver. At that point, what remains to be seen is if the business model of leasing your car to and from the fleet in a way that you make the car work for you, generating passive income, because some people might not be comfortable with lending their cars to other people, even if they are friends and family. So that part is still uncertain, but it could work. However, as an investor, for Tesla doesn't make that much of a difference because, in the worst case scenario, it can manage these fleets by itself as a company. Tesla estimates that the net present value of each Robotaxi, which would be, say, a Model 3 with full self-driving capabilities, is about $200,000. However, my estimates are a little bit lower. As you can see, I'm using the gross profit figure from Tesla's presentation. However, I'm also incorporating certain expenses which are gonna be mostly maintenance expenses. If I discount from that gross profit of roughly $30,000 a year, expenses like marketing, selling, and administrative expenses, which are probably going to be minimal or non-existent because users won't have to advertise their Robotaxi services. However, maintenance expenses are likely to be necessary, and if we assume, say, $12,000 a year in maintenance, then what we arrive at is at a net present value of roughly $117,000 per Robotaxi. So in other words, just 1 million Robotaxis would make Tesla a $117 billion company, which is roughly 3 times its current market cap. So the opportunity as an investment is huge. This doesn't include other markets which Tesla has also great opportunities, like the EV market itself, but that's another subject. But if you want to be more optimistic, you can use the net present value that Tesla gave us, and with that you would arrive at $200 billion valuation, assuming 1 million Teslas are on the road in the form of Robotaxis. So at the end of the day, you have to take into account these 3 main factors because those are the ones that are going to make all the difference. 1. Whoever reaches full self-driving or level 5 autonomy first. 2. whoever implements the first robotaxi fleet, not just beta or alpha testing like Waymo right now. And 3, whoever can scale this mobility as a service in the form of a profitable robotaxi first. So yes, I do think robotaxis are entirely possible. And in fact, I think that in the next 3 to 5 years, we'll see many taxi fleet providers start for commercial applications. And I also think that in the next 10 years, it is very likely that driving will be like riding a horse. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more videos on Tesla. Thank you very much. Have a good day.